Hello, my creative friends. It's Cree Rama from Junk Journal Divas. And today I want to show you, I've been playing with Glassine bags. And these are a lot of fun. I haven't really played around with this before, and I'm kind of impressed with how things hold. They stick to these really well. So I'm going to show you what I did. I have two different size of bags, and by the way, I think this is going to be my October Diva Delight project that I'm working on, is Glassine bags and different kind of envelopes. And just to show you a little bit, this is another style. I'll have a different video for this. And this is tracing paper. I've done all kinds of fun stuff exploring. This is an embossed stamped image, just playing around with different things. And then the inside here. So I love using these things in journals. And I mean, they're great to send happy mail in if you want to share die cuts or little things. And then the person can also use it as a pocket or something they can incorporate it into their journals. First, I have these that I put the butterflies on. Also made these altered paper clips for them to keep them closed. Put a little bling on here and some lace. And the other ones here. And I made a whole bunch of these paper clips too, so just stuff I like to have in my stash for sending mail. I send a lot of mail, as you guys probably know. Then these are the larger ones. I put some paper dolls on there, of course. The altered paper clips are a little different that I made for these. I used some little fabric scraps. Here's another one here. Did a lot of fun stuff. I have some embossing glaze here. I have some embossed paper, lots of different layers. Had fun with these. And here is my last one. Put some sari silk on here. So these were a lot of fun. You can also just have a stamped image, or here I have a little bit of mica powder on these, and just put your paper clip on. And super cute. So this is what we are going to work on today, and let's get started. Hey guys, so I got some Glassine bags today and I started dyeing some of them. I got a bunch of different sizes, 3 by 5-ish. These must be 5.5 by 7. So I just added some of my distress ink for my refills for my ink pads, and then added a little bit of water. And then in this one, I have green color in here. So I have these two things, and I just started spraying the bags. Now I have dyed these where I actually submerged them, like when you're tea dyeing paper, and then I laid them out to dry. And once they're dry, they do pull apart. So if you're worried about them sticking together, I feel like doing that. So I thought, let me just ink them up here. So I'm just kind of, what I did, I just sprayed some stuff down. Let me get this up there. And then just kind of went to town here with some color, and I just started laying one on top of the other and squashing it down a bit. And this spray bottle is not working out for me so well. I'm gonna see if I have any better luck with this dropper. So let's just put some of that down. Smush it in there. Gonna add some green too, because why not? And I really should have gloves on, but I don't. And this is pretty much just to get my, I didn't want to start with a white bag, so pretty much all I want to just cover them a little bit here. And let me just flip them around a bit. And you guys, of course, I have a white t-shirt on right now. You would think I would learn. So then what I did is I just kind of picked them up and I just went over them quickly with my dryer. And when I did that, I opened up the bag so that I could blow some air inside of the bag. You guys, I'm so bummed. I was just recording a whole bunch of stuff and then I looked and I realized it's not actually recording. So I want to show you what I have been doing here that I didn't catch on camera. So I just wanted to play around. Like I said, I wanted to play with different mediums on these bags and see what I liked. So let me move this mess out of the way so it doesn't distract in the background. These bags are from spraying with water, and then I have my mica powders in my shaker bottles. So I just did a little, shook a little bit on there and added more water. So this one is this dark reddish maroonish wine sort of color and gold. There's another one. Okay, so there was this. So you can take a look at that. It's going to be hard with the lighting. Hopefully you can see all of the shimmer and different colors that come out there. I did blues and some greens. You can see them here. I'm looking, yeah, this is going to be really hard to get in the camera to get a good picture with all the reflecting. And okay, and then I wanted to see what my watercolor palette was like. So these are just, and again, let me tell you, when I use these, and I'm so sorry I didn't get this on camera, but I actually just pump water right into the well. I'll also link the tutorial. Basically, you guys, it's so easy. All you have to do is add your mica powder, 3-to-1 ratio, 3 mica powder, 1 gum arabic, mix it up. Then you add your water. If you add too much water, it's okay because it evaporates. And all I do when I want to use them is I dump water in there. Nice and concentrated color, and after you use it, the water just evaporates. And a lot of smushing. You just smush them together and then let them dry. If you actually open the bag up and blow some air down in here, that's all you need. It'll start the drying process. So my conclusion here is, if you just want some nice overall blended in colors, I like the spritz it with water. I have water in a spray bottle, just 2 spritzes or so, and then just a couple sprinkles, and then spray it with water again to get it to, kind of mix around a bit there. If you want some definite splashes of color that look like spots and splatters, then definitely the paint that I made. So this bag Now I just want to add some of this color. Spray it again to get it to mix around a bit. And then we're going to smoosh it. So the smush helps to just really, squish it so that it's all over. Now I have these butterfly postage stamps from G&T Designs, and I want to make some little altered paper clips for my little bags. So I thought those would be super cute. So I cut these into strips, and I have strips of cardstock that's the same width. So now I'm just taking a square of plain cardstock and not the one with the image on it. And I put a paper clip on it, and I want to glue my image down onto the smaller paper clip side. So I added a little piece of tape just to give it some extra hold, and then glue up my image here, and then I'm gonna put the image side down and just really flatten that out. And I just kind of wipe my finger along the edges to get all that extra glue that's squeezed out, and then just let it dry. Super easy. So I glued down my images on some cardstock because it was just 28-pound paper and I wanted it a little bit thicker. But if you print your images on cardstock, you wouldn't even have to back it like I did. So you could skip that step. But I didn't want to have to reprint them again. So again, it's just the plain piece of cardstock, put your paper clip on, and then going to glue the image down on top of the side of the paper clip that is smaller. And now I'm just going through and inking the edges, and they are good to go for my bags. This would be a cute little thing to send with some goodies in there. So we can add something else to these bags. Now I also have, I made these a while back, and these are just altered paper clips, and just look how adorable these are. And all that is just little scraps put on top of each other with a button. And I just think they are so cute. How cute is this? So maybe I'll make more of these too. So I'm starting on the bags to decorate them a little bit more, and I decided to do some embossing glaze, of course, because I love that stuff. You could just do a plain stamp. You could even do some background stamping with like a script or something, whatever you have on hand that you'd like to do, or doodle on it. And so I'm going ahead and I'm stamping these first, and then that way I just can blow them dry with the heat gun all at once. So here are my bags, and I thought this would make a good background for some doo-doo-doo paper dolls. Of course, you guys, you know I love my paper dolls. So I'm just going to do them on a couple of them though, and I thought I'll do butterflies on some. But for now, on the larger ones, I am just going to start looking for pieces of lace and things to layer up and have fun there. And I know I say this a lot, but I always cut out so much of my videos. I spend a lot of time just playing around with different things and getting out different fabrics and pieces, and you know how that goes. So I'm just showing a little bit here of some of the lace that I, test and try different things. So I was definitely impressed with the way these glassine bags, you can dye them and add paint and all kinds of stuff. So I really like that about them. And it reminds me of tracing paper in that manner, as opposed to parchment paper and things that, if you try to paint them, it'll just flake off. So just something if you're like me and haven't really played around with glassine or tracing paper, which I am also going to be doing another video making envelopes with those. So, and here I'm just gonna ink up some more bags with my grass little stamp there. And the color that I'm using, this is peeled paint, embossing glaze. And it was just, I think it was an olive green. The first one that I used, the ink was like a grass green, and then I thought, let me try the olive green. And now I'm just adding a little bit of lace and then can get my doll on there. And I really didn't even have to use different kinds of glue. I was just using my art glitter glue, unless it was something that was a heavier, like a crocheted lace, then I would add a piece of maybe my double-sided tape and some glue. And now I'm just picking off a piece of this embossed paper. I wanted to put a quote or sentiment there, and I wanted something behind it. So I'm going to do that, and I'll save the other piece for the next one that I do. I really like the little bit of lace hanging off of the bottom, so I decided to do the same thing to the other one here. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to tear this lace, but it's not really tearing very well, but it works out great. So I just add this on the very bottom, kind of letting it hang off a little bit and have a little distressed look. And then I have that other piece of paper that I saved and can add my sentiment on this one. Now I'm just going and looking to see if I can add some bling, a little bit of shiny, shimmery things. I have a little piece of sari silk on the right and just playing with some mirrored boho pieces. And I felt like the girl on the left was missing something in that one corner, so I had to just add something a little heavier and bulkier there. And now I'm just adding some gold mirrored pieces for a little bit of bling. So for the piece of sari silk here, this is one that I use the double-sided tape on. And then adding this little flower, I thought that looked cute. So this one is finished. And now moving on to the small ones, and I was playing with the paper dolls. I thought they were just a little too big, so I decided to use these butterfly printables. So I just picked out a couple of those. I did like a rough tear around the edges. I also like doing that because it inks up really well. And then for the lace, I just cut off the elastic part so that it could be flat and I could, do my ruffle the way that I want to. So I'm using some double-sided tape for that, just to kind of hold it down in place. And then when I glue down my butterfly, I can add some extra glue at the bottom there. I really like these with the bright blue on the bags and then the butterflies. I just think they're really colorful and cheery, and they'll be great for some happy mail. These would also be really easy to glue into a journal. So you could use it as a little pocket for something, a little tag or something to go down inside there. And I'm just adding these little gold pieces in the corner just for a little sparkle and bling and shine. And then they're pretty much finished. I did a bunch of fussy cutting, so I thought let me just make another one of these with one of my paper dolls. So, and plus I have all of my stuff out right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and make another one. Then I'm just testing out some things for the bottom, and I found this little piece of a fabric ruffle that I made, and it just happened to be the perfect size, so I had to use that. And again, just using my double-sided sticky tape for that to go down. And then I can always, if I want to make sure that it's held down and a little more flat, I could go in and just add some more glue to it if I wanted. And then lastly, adding my gold trim pieces. And now I'm taking a piece of my embossed paper and doing the same thing that I did for the other ones for my sentiment. So I have my bags done. They're decorated a little bit for now, so I might go back and add a few more things to them, but just showing you what I have right now, and I can put those aside to dry. Okay guys, I am back today. It's a different day. I want to make more of these little altered paper clips. Now this is my larger hole punch, so I want to make some smaller ones. Go on my glassine bag, up some pieces of fabric and lace and put a button on top. So these are so easy and ridiculous cute, and you can do any color scheme that you want. But I really like this with the pinks and muted colors, and it kind of goes with the bags that I'm doing, so I'm going to do more of these. I do these the same way as I did the square ones. Divide these in half. So one of them is going to have the paper clip on, just like the squares. And the other one, we're going to put our lace on, and then we're going to glue them together. So I'll just go ahead and paper clip these and put them to the side for now. Let's see what we want to start with here. So for my bottom one, I like that to be kind of a thicker one that's going to cover everything. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. And then once I get the layers down, then I can kind of reposition everything. So now I'm going to start doing a little assembly line here. I really like the, maybe I'll do some more of the burlap. My Mod Podge fabric glue, I don't know, this is my favorite fabric glue. It has no smell. It's not as tacky and gooey like a gel. And it grabs really fast and you don't have all that gooey mess. So I just prefer this. And I have my silicone spatula. I like to use these for glue if I can. So I'm just going to start, put some glue down on this baby. And put my bottom piece. So you see it holds really fast, and I don't know, it's my go-to fabric glue. Go-to fabric glue. Okay, and then I'm gonna add the white one. So I just keep adding some layers here. Okay, so I didn't even really add a last layer. I'm just kind of squashing this down into here. And it will be fine when I put my button on. So let's see, let's move on to the next one. I didn't really feel like sewing, and I saw my stapler and I thought, hey, let me just staple these. And you know what? It worked fine. So I'm just stapling them, and I got my hot glue gun and I'm putting down the buttons, and it worked out great. If you want, you can go and like around the perimeter there, kind of glue down the fabric a little bit to the circle punch. I did that. But yeah, and now I'm just adding the backs on. So the same thing as the square ones. I'm just putting down a whole bunch of glue and figuring out how I want to position it, and then glue those together. I just love these little paper clips. They're so incredibly easy. You can use the smallest piece of scraps that you have, which is great, and they just look so cute. Thank you so much for joining me today and making some glassine bags with me, and I hope I inspired you to create some too.